I'd read an article about a year ago about a couple accidentally leaving their 18-month-old daughter in the car and she passing away. Now, a year later, the husband, Joel Rondon, has been sentenced to 20 years in Florida Department of Corrections. Pretty much what had happened is July 4th, 2023, Joel Rondon, his wife Jasmine Rondon, and their 3 kids, ages 8, 6, and 18 months old, went out to a 4th of July party. They eventually make their way back to their Lakeland, Florida home around 2 a.m. They're getting the car all unpacked, and Jasmine reminds Joel to go back out and get their 18-month-old daughter from the car and put her to bed. Well, after he goes inside, puts away the food items, he comes back out to get his cigarettes and noticed the car door was shut. So he kind of figured, oh, they already took in 18-month-old daughter. You know, she must be inside. He didn't check. He didn't look in the back seat. Nothing. Next morning, or later that morning, really, around 11 a.m., Joel Rondon goes and is about to go to work. And he goes out to the car to drive to his job around 11 a.m. and notices his 18-month-old daughter was still strapped in the back seat of the car. Imagine Florida, middle summertime, car's hot as hell. And tests even showed that the car was right around 143 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, Jasmine and Joel rush the 18-month-old to the Lakeland hospital, and they tried for several hours to get her back, but she ultimately passed away. Internal temperature for their daughter was 104.4 degrees Fahrenheit, and like I said, she passed away. Eventually, about a day later, July 6, 2023, the Polk County Sheriff's Office arrests Joel Rondon and his wife Jasmine Rondon for the death of their child. And they tested them for drugs and alcohol. Joel Rondon, he tested positive for both 3 different things: marijuana, alcohol, and some meth, which is methamphetamine, ice, pretty much an illegal substance. Jasmine, on the other hand, she only tested positive for alcohol and marijuana. They were tested 17 hours after the party, because, they were arrested and then they were tested. Well, that's really it from there, except for a year later, Joel goes to trial. He pled guilty, and the judge ultimately gives him 20 years in the Florida Department of Corrections for pretty much manslaughter. And his wife goes to court somewhere in December. For her part, she could either plead out to a charge or she could go to trial and then the jury, convict her. But I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. We'll have to see on December. But it's just really sad, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a little sympathy for him, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like, I'm not even a father myself, but I just don't quite understand how you could forget your kid in the backseat of the car. I know it happens, I've heard of plenty of cases where, for instance, like an autopilot, long story short, somebody's used to having a routine, and the next thing you know, their routine is broken, and they take their kid with them, and they totally forget, and then boom, their kid dies. It's just a sad situation. I know some people won't really have much sympathy, but I actually really do. I don't know. I feel like he does deserve prison, don't get me wrong. Even though I wouldn't doubt the torment of knowing that he was responsible for his kid's death is gonna pretty much plague him the rest of his life. But I just look at it like 20 years is a long time, and I feel like it's a reasonable punishment. I can't say what his wife will get. She could possibly even get the same sentence. I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think he should have gotten a lesser sentence? Do you think he should have gotten more? Or do you think his punishment is pretty much right for what he did? I just don't understand how somebody could just, I understand that he was high on meth, drunk on alcohol, and had marijuana in his system. Same with his wife, with the marijuana and alcohol. But I still don't think that's an excuse to forget your child, especially an 18-month-old kid that can't do anything. They could hardly walk or anything like that. So I don't know. I find it really sad. My condolences go out to the families that are affected. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think.